Hi, this is Leslie. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah,
Yep, I can hear you.
Yes.
Yes.
I can hear you.
You can. Okay. I got a message from Michelle that you could hear me. So I'll assume that everyone can hear me. I'm not a pro at Zoom, but I'm learning, so bear with me. That's why I'm about 2 minutes late. I'm so sorry.
No
So
worries.
just so that you know, I am recording this. I am going to get to the slideshow, so just one moment. Okay, here we go. If for any reason anybody can't hear me or there's an issue, you can unmute yourself. You can also ask questions in the chat room for those of you that know how to do it. Let's see, what else can I say? Hopefully everybody can see my screen. And we are going to get going. So welcome to your 2020 Benefits Open Enrollment presentation for Anchor Audio. My name is Leslie Alderman. I work for Marsh & McLennan, and I work with Michelle to make sure that everybody gets the best benefits for the lowest price. So that's what we've been doing. Your open enrollment dates are today through June 1st, and all changes that you make will become effective on July 1st. So let me introduce the other people on my team. Pedro Reyes, who is my boss. Leslie, that's me. Sean and Stephanie, they work behind the scenes to do things like put packets together and do a lot of the back-end work. Marsh & McLennan is a full-service brokerage firm. We help your company develop a meaningful benefits program, and we act as your advocate. Our agenda today will be to discuss open enrollment, review benefits, plans, and programs. Also during that time, we're going to discuss some new programs or a new program that we have. It's a pet discount program, and you'll learn more about it from Marianne Barron. She's going to be talking about the new pet discount program, which offers deep discounts to those of you who have pets. Normally, if I were standing in front of you, I would ask, who has a pet or has pets? And many of you would raise your hand, but I'm not in front of you, so I can't ask that. But this is a product for you. We're going to discuss next steps and then open it up to questions and answers. But anytime during the presentation, feel free to ask a question. Open enrollment. What are your responsibilities during open enrollment? You can add, change, or remove dependents from your plan. You can enroll or change or waive coverage for yourself. You can elect life insurance. There's no voluntary life insurance this year, but there is life insurance, and you can update your beneficiaries. Enrollments will be completed via paper applications, and elections must be made no later than June 1st. And already I said benefits will become effective on July 1st. Who is eligible to enroll? Employees that are full-time, working at least 30 hours a week, are eligible for all benefits. And then part-time employees are eligible for dental and vision and the new pet program, although a number of hours has not been established yet for that. So that's on hold. But part-time employees will be eligible. New employees become effective the first of the month following 60 days. Eligible dependents include your spouse, domestic partner, and kids all the way up to the age of 26, or kids that are unable to support themselves. Okay, and it looks as though there's a message saying that full-time hours have changed too. So as far as the section on here that talks about minimum number of hours, let's just cross that out for right this second, and we'll probably talk more about it, or Michelle will talk more to you about it in the next month or so. Can you make changes throughout the year? Yes, you can make changes throughout the year as long as you have had what's called a qualifying event. So a qualifying event is something that happens to you where you either lose coverage or someone comes into your life that needs coverage, such as you get married or you have a baby. I know someone, I think on this call, had a baby recently. Congratulations. If you're currently enrolled in your spouse's plan and they lose coverage, that's a qualifying event for you. All changes must be made within 30 days of the qualifying event. And if you have a qualifying event, please contact Michelle immediately. Medical coverage. So now we're going to talk about medical coverage. Anchor Audio offers 2 medical plans. They're super rich platinum plans. One is an HMO and one is a PPO. So we're going to talk about the HMO first. All of you on an HMO, which is most of you, know that you need to pick a primary care physician. You go to that doctor for all your health needs, and he or she will refer you to specialists if need be. Each family member may select their own primary care physician. You can change your primary care physician at any time by calling Blue Shield. HMOs require fixed dollar payments at the time of service, meaning everything is covered at a copay. No claim forms, and remember that services received out of network are not covered except in the event of an emergency. So if you are out of the state, which it's not happening very much these days, but if you are out of the state, say you're on a ski trip and you're skiing and you fall down and you break a leg, that's considered an emergency. But if you're at the top of that mountain and you suddenly get a really bad bloody nose, that's not really considered an emergency, so it won't be covered. However, we do have some solutions for that, for the bloody nose and other things that, that might come up that are not emergencies. So let's move on to the next screen. Here's your Blue Shield HMO. What I did was I put together a side-by-side showing current versus renewal, or today versus what's going to happen on July 1st. So anything that you see highlighted in yellow is a change. So there's only 2 changes on this plan. It's the out-of-pocket max. The out-of-pocket max, just as a little refresher, is the most that you will pay in a calendar year. So if you have a really, really bad year, you fall down that mountain or you get into a car accident, you have to spend time in the hospital, the most that you will pay is $1,900. I know that seems like a lot, but it's actually a drop in the bucket compared to what your bill would be if you ended up going to the hospital. For families, that amount goes up to $3,800. On this plan, you've got $20 office visit copays and $40 specialist visit copays. If you end up going into the hospital, it's $500 per admit, meaning that if you fall down and break a leg in February, it's a $500 admit. If you fall down again in December, I suggest you get some ski lessons. But it's another $500 for the admit there. Urgent care is $20. I recommend that if you have the availability of an urgent care, Try to use urgent care rather than going to the emergency room. It's going to be a lot cheaper and a lot quicker. So $20 on the urgent care. Your generic drugs are either going to be $5 or $10, depending upon where they land in the formulary. Preferred drugs are either going to be $15 or $30, and then non-preferred are $25 or $45. I think I even have a little pointer here. Let me use my pointer. Hold on just a moment. Okay. So on the right-hand side, you'll see that no benefits are covered out of network. This is the out of network side. And remember, emergencies are covered. Everything else is not. Also, what's not mentioned here is that you get one free physical per year. And that's everybody in your family that's covered on the plan. So be sure to take advantage of that. It's free, no copay. The other thing that you should know that's not mentioned here is that all medical plans that are being offered this year include pediatric dental and vision. So for those of you with kids under the age of 18, they have free dental and vision. That's where they're automatically covered on the medical. And the benefits in the dental and vision for kids are free glasses, free eye exams, and then for dental, they get free cleanings and free checkups. Any questions on the HMO? If you have a question, just type it into the chat area and a little light comes up on my end and I'll be able to see it. Now we're going to talk about the PPO. You're going to find that the PPO is more expensive than the HMO, and here's the big reason why. Is because with a PPO, you get a larger network, but additionally, you also get to see any doctor anywhere. PPOs allow you to see whoever you want. You don't have to pick a primary care physician. You do not need to get a pre-authorization or a referral for specialists. And most things are covered at co-insurance rather than a copay. So you're going to see things like 20%, 80%, whereas on the HMO, everything is fairly predictable in that you know what your copay is going to be. Here are the benefits on the PPO. Both the HMO and the PPO are platinum plans, meaning that they are top of the line plans that cover about 90% of all of your healthcare needs. There are also gold, silver, and bronze plans, but you guys are only offered platinum plans. So I think that really is good. It speaks a lot to your company and that they offer the best. So you're going to see the highlights again that I made. The first highlight that you see right here has to do with the out-of-network deductible. So currently you don't have an out-of-network deductible, but come July 1st you will. It'll be $1,000. Also, the out-of-pocket max is going up on this plan just like it did on the other plan. Let's see, hold on, I have a question. Question is, could I be on the HMO and my spouse be on the PPO, or do we need to all be on the same plan? Good question. And the answer is that everybody needs to be on the same plan. Now, you can choose a different doctor, but you all have to be on either an HMO or a PPO. And this brings up something too that I forgot to mention on the HMO, so thank you for jogging my memory. Let me actually go back, because this is really important. So on the HMO, it's called a Platinum Trio plan. Trio is the network. And although that it really means nothing unless you know that Trio means scripts. So this HMO plan is a scripts-only plan. If you see commercials about Sharp or Kaiser or UCSD, I know I do, those medical groups are not included in the TRIO plan. So you get Scripps, which is an awesome medical group in San Diego. So I wanted to be sure that you knew about that. Scripps only. With the PPO, however, you have access to Scripps, UCSD, and Sharp. And going back to the person that asked that question, your wife could have UCSD and you could have Sharp, and your child could have Scripps. So you can do different medical groups, but you can't do different plans. So good question. Let's see. Primary care office visits on this plan are $10. And if you want to go see a specialist, you can do that without even getting permission from your primary. It will be $25. Your out-of-pocket max is $4,000, $8,000 for family. Urgent care is $10, and then your drugs are either going to be $5, $30, or $50. So there's your PPO. Remember, it's a full network. So not only can you go see Scripps and UCSD and Sharp, but let's say you have a doctor that just doesn't even take insurance. Technically, you could still go to that doctor and your benefits are over here on this side. You'll notice that they're not as good. So I do recommend that you stay in network. Okay, now we are going to talk about tools and resources and discount programs. So Blue Shield does have a lot of nice programs that are geared towards you. You get discounts on acupuncture, fitness club memberships, health and wellness books, and audio and DVD products, vision care, vitamins, and weight loss through Weight Watchers. Just go to the website and you can search Blue Shield's discount programs. Blue Shield also offers a website where you can access your plan and benefit information. You can search for a doctor or a hospital that is specific to your plan. You can check on claims and payments and then review drug information. And here's the part that I think is really exciting. Remember how we talked about getting a bloody nose and how it's not really considered an emergency? Well, you can actually call and speak to a board-certified physician on your phone to get help with regard to allergies, colds, rashes, pink eye, strep throat, anything that's not life-threatening. And you can do that from anywhere. You could do it when you're on vacation, or you can do it when you're at the office and you're not feeling good, or if you break out into a rash, you can call the doctor and they can tell you what to do. It's called Teledoc. It's offered through Blue Shield. And if you have a phone or an internet connection, you can use it. So I didn't include the information, but if you go to the Blue Shield website, you can log on and get more information on telehealth. Almost everybody that I know has used telehealth, especially the people that I work with. We've used it one time or another. And then going back a little bit to the PPO, if you have the PPO, if you're enrolled in the PPO, I don't think I included it in this presentation, or I didn't include a slide, but I want you to know about it. Blue Shield has something called HEAL. It's spelled H-E-A-L. And it's really cool in that no matter where you are, you can have an actual physical, real-life doctor come to you and see you. So it's like a little office visit, but they come to you. Now, it's not going to be your usual doctor. Chances are it's going to be a doctor that you've never met before. But if you're having an issue and you're at work, or let's say you're at home and you don't feel good and you don't want to go out, and you want a doctor to come to you, they can do that, but only on the PPO. So that's called HEAL, and this is called telehealth. And I just wanted you all to know about it because those are some cost-saving programs that Blue Shield offers to you. Does anybody have any questions about the medical so far? Okay, I have one little question. Okay, so someone asked, are the prices the same for teledoc and doctors visiting your home? I can answer half that question. The other half, I think I have to get back to you on. As far as teledoc, teledoc is $5. What a deal. It's just $5 for to call a doctor. It's actually cheaper to call the doctor than it is to go to the doctor. For Heal, I think it's your copay, but I'm not 100% sure. So I will get back to you on that. Good question. Okay, and now I am going to turn it over to Marianne. Oh, I have one more question. Hold on. Oh, I guess that was the question. I just didn't, sorry, I didn't type in the box, so it thought I didn't answer it. Okay, now I'm going to turn the screen over to, or turn the microphone over to Marianne Barron. She is the representative for United Pet Insurance. And Marianne, if you can unmute yourself, you can go ahead and take the floor.
Leslie, can you hear me? I don't think anyone can hear
We
me.
can hear you.
We can hear you.
I can hear you.
Oh, beautiful.
We can hear
Okay,
you.
great. Thank you for the feedback. Excellent. Well, I'm delighted to be here. And Leslie, thank you for the introduction. I'm going to tell you just a very quick story about how we got started.
I can't hear Marianne. Can anyone else hear her?
Yes, we can
Can
hear.
you hear me?
I can hear.
Yes, I can hear.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Shall I proceed?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. We are a veterinarian savings plan, as Leslie had mentioned, and we are a woman-owned business. The original founder, Doris, is a quick story of how we got started because it's really germane to who we are and what we do and why we do what we do. About 26 years ago, she had a Welsh Terrier named Betsy that she adored. And one Friday afternoon, she was delivered a beautiful bouquet of cookies. I don't know if anybody remembers these, but they were huge cookies that came on sticks, and there were like a dozen of them. Well, Doris went out to dinner that night. Betsy decided it would be a good idea to eat the entire cookie
Okay,
bouquet.
so if you can hear me, Marianne, I'm so sorry to interrupt, but I cannot hear you. So I want to just check something really quickly. If you want to hold on just a second.
Is this better? Can you hear me now? I don't know what's going on.
Is Marianne still in the meeting?
Oh, I just heard you. Who is this?
This is Michelle. So this is Leslie, right?
Yeah, you can hear
Okay.
me and I can hear you.
I can, but I don't know if Mary Ann is still in the meeting. I did try to send her a private message and it says she's no longer at the meeting.
I see that. Maybe she's going to try and log back in. Let me see if she sent me an email. Hold on just a moment.
Okay. I wish there was some sort of music we could play in the back.
No, she hasn't sent me an email. But you could hear her. I wonder why I couldn't hear her.
I don't know.
I mean, it wouldn't have been the worst thing in the world. The only thing is I wouldn't have been able to tell what slide she was on. I'm going to send her an email real quick.
Okay, I'm going to mute myself.
Okay. Okay, if everybody can still hear me, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to continue on with my part of the presentation and cross my fingers that Marianne gets back after I'm done. So everybody cross your fingers and hope and pray. And I'm assuming everyone can hear me now, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. I am going to go past her slide and then I'm going to start from current slide. And can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Dental.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. All righty. So back on track we are. We're not going to let this slow us down. So for your dental, we're going to talk about dental now. And your dental is through Delta Dental. Delta Dental has the largest dental network anywhere. Thank you, Michelle. And with a dental HMO, it costs less than a PPO, but it also limits you on which dentist you may see. Also, you must pick a primary care dentist. If you're planning on having extensive dental work, I recommend that you get a predetermination or sort of like a treatment plan that tells you how much it's going to be to get all of the work done. You don't want any surprises. So I recommend that. I'm going to go back to my little, I liked my little red thing. Okay, there we go. Delta Dental HMO. So with an HMO, everything is covered at a copay. You know what you're going to pay going in for each procedure. There are thousands of different procedures, and every procedure has a different copay amount and a different code, if you will. Some procedures may require more than one code. So what you see here, for example, a root canal being $245, just so that you know and you're aware, there may be other things that the dentist needs to do to you to prepare you for the root canal, or he has or she has some kind of after work. So even though I give you these copays, know that there might be other dental type things that, I'm not a dentist, but you know where I'm going. Okay, so for this plan and the PPO plan, there's no charge for exams, cleanings, and x-rays. But here's a little tip. If you are in the dentist's office and the dentist says something to you like, we can do a teeth cleaning, but you really need a deep cleaning. Well, just know that when they say that, that's going to cost you money. So a regular twice a year tooth cleaning is going to be no charge. Fillings are no charge. Extractions are going to be $18. Root canals, $245. Dentures, $510. Crowns, $485. And then if you have a child that needs ortho, the pediatric dental and vision that is included in the medical plan does not include child ortho. So if you wanted your kids to have braces, this would be the way to go. Your copay would be $2,100. And if you're an adult seeking orthodontic care, the amount would be $2,250. Copay. With a dental PPO, you can go see whoever you want. But try to stay in network if you're on the PPO because it'll cost you less in the long run. You don't need to have a primary care dentist, and you will pay a higher amount if you go out of network. I also recommend that you get a predetermination letter on this plan so that there are no surprises. You don't want to be laying in a chair with your mouth wide open and the doctor telling you that you owe $3,000. That's no fun. And it does happen, so be careful. Here are the benefits on the PPO. It's a Delta Dental plan, contrary to what this says right here. You have a $50 deductible. The family deductible is $150. That deductible only applies towards basic and major services. So let's talk about that in just a second. You get $1,000 max. That means that Delta Dental will give you $1,000 on January 1st to use towards the cost of your dental care on this plan. As you go to the dentist, money comes out of that bucket to pay the dentist. So if you go to have an exam, it's free to you, but the dentist has to be paid, and the dentist is paid out of that bucket of $1,000 that you have. If you need to have a filling, an extraction, oral surgery, or periodontal work, or root canals, Delta Dental will pay 80%, and you'll pay 20%, and you will have to meet that $50 deductible. For major services such as dentures, crowns, and bridges, it's 50%. I think Marianne is back because I have another person on. 50% for dentures, crowns, and bridges. And then there's also orthodontia on this plan, but it's not as good, I don't think, because on this plan, Delta Dental will give you $1,000 towards the cost of the ortho. So we all know ortho is, probably like $5,000. So even though $1,000 helps, it's not going to be as good as the ortho that's offered on the HMO. Okay. Thank you, Michelle. So Marianne will be on and she'll start when I'm all done. Thank you, everybody, for your patience. Don't you just love Zoom? It never works for me. It works for me when I'm talking to like my kids or my coworkers, but when I'm doing a presentation and I really want it to go well, it never works. So thank you all for being so patient. So those are the benefits on the Delta Dental PPO. I know if you have questions, you'll chat me, so I'm not even going to go there and ask you if you have questions. Just please let me know. Next thing we're going to talk about is vision. So your vision is through a company called iMed. iMed uses a lot of the retail centers that you see around town, such as Target, Lens Crafters, places like that. Some individual eye doctors do take it, but mostly it's the retail places. I love Lens Crafters. There's one in my town and I just love them. But anyway, for your exam, you're going to pay $10. And then if you get any kind of physical material, it's going to be a $25 copay. This is a 12-12-12 plan, meaning that you get exams every 12 months, lenses every 12 months, and frames every 12 months. It's a really rich plan. I don't even get frames every 12 months. I have to wait every 24 months. So over here, you're going to see two columns. This column is in network and out of network. So let's assume you're going to Lens Crafters on all this or some other place that accepts iMed. You're going to pay a $10 copay for your exam. Single lenses and bifocals are $25. For your contact lenses and your frames allowance, it's $130 that you get from iMed. So that means that if you want a pair of glasses with frames that cost $110, then those frames won't cost anything to you. But if you want a fancy schmancy kind of pair of lenses by Kate Spade that costs $200, you can still do that, but you're going to pay the balance above and beyond $130. So let's say $70 you would pay for those Kate Spade. I'm being very generous on the Kate Spade because I think they're a lot more expensive than that. Now, you are allowed to go out of network. You're going to pay up front to the eye doctor or the eye professional, and then you're going to submit a claim to iMed and get reimbursed up to these amounts on the right-hand side. So an exam, you're going to get reimbursed $40, lenses either $30 or $50. Contact lenses, you will get reimbursed the full amount, and then frames, you'll get reimbursed up to $91. Try to stay in network because as you can see, it's a lot better and a lot cheaper if you do. Okay, that was vision. Now we're going to talk a little bit about life insurance and AD&D. AD&D stands for accidental death and dismemberment. Always a pleasant topic, right? So your employer, Anchor Audio, has agreed to give you free life insurance. So everyone is covered for $15,000 worth of life insurance underwritten by Blue Shield. Be sure that if you have already indicated your beneficiary and now you want your beneficiary to be someone new, you update that. You can update your beneficiary anytime with Blue Shield. If you happen to pass away from an accident, that number of $15,000 gets doubled for your beneficiary. So yay to them, right? And also accidental death and dismemberment pays if you lose a limb or a finger or a thumb or an ear. Not very pleasant, but just so that you know, that's the kind of plan that it is. The more gruesome the accident, the more you get paid, is basically what it comes down to. Okay, so I'm at the end of the presentation, and let's try this again with Mary Ann. I'm going to go back to the slides for our little pet friends. By the way, I have 4 cats. I think that would qualify me as a crazy cat lady at this point. But it's okay. So Mary Ann, I don't hear you, Mary Ann. Are you there? Oh, there you are. Are you there?
I am here. Yes,
Okay, I can
I
hear
am
you.
here. Can everybody hear? Oh, good, good. Well, I apologize to everyone. I didn't mean to zoom out on you.
That was a good one.
But thank you. So we were talking before I zoomed out about how we got our start. And Doris's dear sweet dog was rushed to the hospital and she was near death. Doors just remained focused on Betsy as it should be. She wasn't worried about this because she had been paying into classic pet insurance for years and years. And so she felt like, this would be covered, not worrying about it. A week later, she picks Betsy up and she's greeted with a $7,000 bill, which would easily be double that in today's money and with vet cost. She submitted her claim. A week later, she gets correspondence back from the insurance company, expecting a check, of course, and got a denial. And she just hit the roof. She called the vet. She said, "What the heck is going on here?" And he said, "I don't know." He writes into the carrier and asks why it was denied. And this was the response back. Denied based on inability to metabolize sugar. Now, the vet writes back again and says there's no dog on the planet that could metabolize that amount of sugar, therefore it should not be denied. I said, "Sorry, we're going to deny it." So Doris decided to start a company where two things would occur. Number one, pet care would be affordable to all people. And number two, no pet would ever be excluded for any reason. So that brings us to how we operate as an organization and the value we bring. First of all pets are eligible. For those of you who are pet parents, some things to know as a consumer with classic pet insurance is there's three primary exclusions. One has to do with age. Once our pets get to be 10 years old, they will drop you down to accident care only and won't cover sick and well care, which is super sad. Pre-existing conditions, that speaks for itself. It's just like in human medicine. If they catch wind that your pet has been seen for something, that's considered an exclusionary event. And then breed-specific conditions. That's a very long list, and people usually don't know about it until it's too late. Some examples would be the shepherds get hip dysplasia, the long-backed dogs have back problems, Chihuahuas, which are very popular in Southern California, have hip problems, teeth problems, and kidney problems. And kitty cats, Leslie, of course, get feline kidney disease. Those are all considered exclusions. So we never do that. We literally bring the fur babies in from birth until death. In addition to dogs and cats, we also cover rabbits, birds, reptiles, pocket pets, which are those creepy little creatures that boys like to keep in their pockets, like hamsters and gerbils and things of that nature, and then ferrets. What we're looking at is an opportunity to save anywhere from 20 to 50% off every visit to the vet, and that's guaranteed every time you go, and it's guaranteed to be instant. And I'm going to talk about that in just a second, the mechanics of how that works. From going back to Doris's mission of making sure this is affordable, as you can see, on the high end, you're only going to be spending $6.25 per pay period through payroll deduction. So basically, a fancy cup of coffee is what we're talking about here. And because we're not an insurance company, the beauty of this is it's simple. There's no claim forms, there's no deductible, just pure savings. What there are is three different programs that you can select from as an employee and as a pet parent. It's up to the vets what they're going to offer out to the community, and these are the top three. The first one is a preferred program. With that, you're going to get 50% savings off your office visits, annual exams, and vaccinations, 25% off procedures and meds. The select program's a little bit different, where you get a straight $40 office visit, but that's still a great price because the going rate's $50 to $100 for the office visit alone. And then 20% off procedures and meds. The third program is the partner program, and that is a straight 25% off office visits, annual exams, and procedures, but it only covers in-house medications. Leslie, if we're ready for the next slide. Thank you. So going back to the savings, this is an actual snapshot of an invoice. And the mechanics of this is once you enroll, you let people know that you're a member of United Pet Care, and after your transaction is complete, or the service is rendered, I should say, then this is an example of this bill was originally $319, and the savings when it was all calculated was $167.93. So that's an example of the savings being immediately applied. It's taken off the invoice before you give them your debit or credit card. Okay, next slide, please. Oh, we can go through that. Yeah. Okay. This is a this is a testimonial. This is Oscar, and his pet parent Robin called us and was beside herself because Oscar needed ACL surgery. And as you can see, he's a big dog. He's actually a Mastiff, and he was 11 years old at the time, so nobody would help her. And we said, of course, bring him in. So she brought Oscar in, and she saved $875 right off the bat off the surgery, and she was thrilled. So that's just one tiny example of the value. This is the actual pricing structure. And I was saying earlier, the preferred and the partner programs will run $6.25 per pay period. The select program is a little less, as you can see by this chart. And then we've also built in a sliding scale additional savings for families who have extra pets. Leslie, you said you have 4 cats. That's not uncommon at all today.
Oh,
Most
good.
families have, yeah, most families have at least 2 pets now. And one of the trends we've seen with COVID-19 is an addition. People are adding more pets to their family structure. So you're in good company, trust me. Okay, next slide. All right. So in terms of enrolling, a couple things. We've customized a website for the employees at Anchor Audio, which is on the top line there. And you're invited to go into that website. It's just going to ask you 3 easy questions. It's going to ask you, where do you live, California? How many pets do you have, whatever your number is, and then your zip code. And what it will then do is it's going to give you a listing of all the vets that are in program with United Pet Care, okay? And it's going to tell you whether they're a preferred vet, a select vet, or a partner vet. So that's where you can make your selections. You know, if you have questions about the program, of how it works or whatever, feel free to give us a call. In order to enroll, though, you will need to speak to Michelle. Michelle's going to handle all the enrollment and then get back to us. The membership is for 1 year, unless, of course, you no longer have the pet or you move away or something of that nature, then, of course, we'll cancel you out. But this is just a great way to save money on ever escalating vet bills. Any questions?
That was actually an accident that I did that. I was,
No, it's perfect timing.
okay. I was trying to see if, I was trying to look and see if
Perfect
we were
timing.
still recording, and we are. That
Okay.
sounds so amazing, Marianne. I have been trying to get my company to do something like this because I have 4 cats, and they're all,
Yes.
3 of them are older cats. So I would definitely like to put them on a plan like this. It's definitely cheaper if I go through my employer. So I keep chipping away and chipping away. Maybe one day they'll offer it, but our pets are so special to us. They're family, and we have insurance for ourselves. Why not pay a little bit, and it actually works out in the end. Pay less in the end.
Oh, absolutely. Because we, as a society, I mean, we absolutely adore our pets now. I mean, they're part of our family, and people are going to spend the money to take care of them. We know that. We see people go into debt all the time over their pets, and that's what we're trying to help with, is to save on those vet bills, because they keep going up and up, and people keep wanting to take care of their pets. It's just that simple. It is a beautiful program.
It is. Well, thank you so much. And
Oh, my pleasure.
thank you very much. This actually is the end of our presentation. I'm going to go to the final slide. I wish that I could do it easier than flipping through it, but this is the last slide. Be sure to enroll and make changes by filling out an application or a change form, or in the case of the vet discount program, going to the website. I'm going to send this presentation to Michelle. That way you all could have that link, so that you could look at the website and enroll if you want to. Complete your benefit elections or waive if you're going to waive benefits for the 2020 to 2021 plan year. Update your beneficiary information. And remember, the last day to enroll is June 1st. So be sure to get those forms in to Michelle. And this concludes our presentation. Thank you to everybody that attended. Thank you for being so patient while we had our little technical difficulties. I actually think it was my fault, but we're not going to go there. I'm not going to going to talk about that. But thank you all anyway. And if you have any questions, reach out either to Michelle or me. I have one person in the chat room. Michelle said that she'll be sending out a packet with all of your information shortly. So you'll all get that. It'll include all of the benefits that we talked about today, as well as all of the perks that were included. So thank you, everybody, and have a happy and healthy year. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Leslie. Thank you, Marianne.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Everybody have a great day.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Bye.
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 Bye-bye.